Right now, I'm at Harford Bank. I came to cash my check because I didn't have nowhere else to cash it. I've never been to this bank before, and the lady took my check that works at the bank. I'm being discriminated against because I came to cash a check, and she tells me that she called the owner, and the owner doesn't know me, and he's never heard of me before. Took my check and my ID and said she wasn't giving it back. And I'm right now at Harford Bank. I came through the drive-thru. I have my kid in the car. I had to call 911, and I'm just standing out here, and I'm being discriminated against. Hello. How you doing? I came to cash my check, and I drove all the way out here. I live in Owings Mills.
Okay.
I came out here because that's the issuing person that issues the bank. I mean the check. I gave my check to the lady through the drive-thru, and she took my check. She's right here.
I got you. I'll figure out what's going on. Can you get the ID?
I wanted to give everybody an update on what's going on. So I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning trying to call the regional manager by the name of Brian Scarf. I had to end up calling quarters to talk to someone to get in contact with him, for him to give me a call back so I can get my check. I still don't have my check. They never cashed it. Yeah, I put your seatbelt on. So let me start from the beginning. So let me get back into what I was saying. So I still don't have my check. The lady locked it in the vault and said that she could not open the vault back up until today. The police got in contact with a regional manager by the name of Brian Scarf. I've been waiting for them to call me. I've been calling them all morning. I even reached out to the headquarters to see if someone can get in contact with them so I could get my check. So make a long story short, I never got my check back. Go straight. So I never got my check back. But anyway, I went to the bank because of all the stuff that's going on, and they were stating that a lot of stuff was going to be shut down. I thought maybe it would be best to just go to that bank because they issued the check to just cash it there. No, I've never been to that bank before. So I figured if I would just go there, I could get the money in hand instead of waiting for my bank to take up to 2 days to clear it. And because everything that's going on, I didn't know how that was going to work. So when I pulled up to the window, I gave her my check, I gave her my ID, and when she came back to the window, she was like, "Who do you work for?" And I said, "Well, I work for the Olive Branch Grill." I said, "I'm a bartender there." And she said, "Hold on." So she came back and was like, "I'm keeping your check because the boss doesn't know you." She was like, "This isn't your check. This is a fraud check." She was like, "Goodbye. Goodbye." Where I'm going?
On Highway Street.
Where? Which way?
This street. South.
Oh, okay. So she was like, "Goodbye," and she shut the window on me. So I started hitting the call button at the drive-thru because it's like a screen where they can see you. So I started hitting the call button, and I was like, "What do you mean you keeping my check?" And she said, "Because this isn't the right check." She said, "And the coloring is off." She was like, "And I'm calling the police." So at that time that she stated that she was calling the police, I called the police. So I called the police, and I was on the phone with them for like 5 minutes explaining to them what happened. 2 officers ended up coming out. Now, when I was out and I figured, yes, let me go ahead and cash my check, I had my ID, because I keep my ID in my car with my registration. I had my ID on me in my back pocket. I grabbed my daughter's baby bag because I had a 10-month-old baby in the car, and none of the markets in my area where I live at had milk. So I called the market out there before I even went out all the way out there that way, because I was like, hey, while I'm cashing the check, maybe I can hit a market that's close by there to get milk, because there's no milk. So I ran out the house and I had left my whole entire wallet. So since I left my wallet and I was almost already out there and it's a 40-minute drive, I wasn't going to turn back around. So I still proceeded to the bank, because I said I'll just go ahead and use that money to get the milk. Since I already have the check, I have my ID, I'll just go ahead and cash it there and get the milk from the market. When the police came, they talked to my boss and the owner. And the owner and the boss was on the phone yelling and screaming, stating that she had no reason and no authority to just take my check and lock it in a vault. And it was no reason for her to feel that the check was fraud. He said that the coloring was right. People always cash their checks. It was no need for them to feel like she had to verify the check in any kind of way. So she started getting smart with the police. She still wouldn't open up the vault. And the police had to end up taking me to the market so I wouldn't have to come all the way back out Harford County to get the baby milk. So I wouldn't have to go home, get the money, and then ride all the way back out there. So the police had to end up taking me to go get the milk. I'm going to post the video. I have the video of the police officers, because they found it ridiculous. They even contacted me this morning and was asking me was everything okay, and that if anybody needed any information from them, they would be happy to provide it. But she was just nasty and rude. It was just because of the color of my skin. She felt that the check was probably fraud. My boss that owns the grill where I work at, the Olive Branch, they barely can, speak English that well. So like her calling, even if she did call, I'm not sure if she did call, but the owner and the manager was on the phone telling her and telling the police that the check was not fraud, and I do work there. I'm a bartender. We get paid $3.62 an hour. My check was only for $90. She did this for $90.85. So for her to go to this extent to want to verify a $90 check, and I gave her my ID, I gave her my check, it's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to go through all of that. I'm quite sure she doesn't call every fucking job or every owner to verify a fucking check. She did it because I'm a black girl, and she felt as though the fucking check was fraud. She took it upon herself to think in her own mind that the check was fraud. So yeah, she took the check. They still have it. I still don't have my check. I still don't have the money. And the police had to take me to get the milk so I wouldn't have to drive all the way back out there. And that was it. And it was a $90 check. $90. Not even $100. $90. You can wipe your ass with $90. So if you guys want to, you can call. They still have not answered. It's the Harford Bank in Harford County at 501 Rivera Drive. The number there is like 410-272-5000. And yeah, they still haven't given me my money on my check yet. So for all I know, she could have did something with my check. I don't even know what she did with my check. Yeah, I did contact a lawyer. I definitely did, because I'm suing their ass, because there was no reason for her to do that. And then I had my 2 kids in the car. My baby was screaming and crying in the background because she needed milk. It's nothing on the shelves. Like, you can go in the market, it's nothing on the shelves. My baby drinks Enfamil. No, I can't get fucking WIC because WIC only give me Similac. And my baby don't drink Similac. Her stomach hurts from Similac. She throws up from Similac. It doesn't digest well with her. She drinks Enfamil. And in the state of Maryland, they do not give Enfamil, even with a doctor's form to have filled out, and for them to give you milk on the doctor's behalf, they still will not give you Enfamil. They will give you sensitive, I think it's like Similac sensitive or something like that, but they will not give you Enfamil. So I have to pay out of pocket for my daughter's milk. And I've been paying out of pocket for my daughter's milk since the day she's been born. So yeah, so that was very rude of her. And doing all this stuff in the coronavirus and everything, I'm out of work. I haven't been to work in a week and a half. There is no more money coming in for me. That's it. Only thing you can do is live off your funds, and hopefully you get some money for your tax check. But that's it. yeah, I wanted to give you. You say if you gotta get WIC, you should buy the Similac and then take it back for what you need. I never knew you could do that. I never knew you could do that. She was old and evil. She was evil to the police officer. She started fussing at the police officer. She folded her hands the whole time. She kept rolling her eyes at me. She never even apologized that she made a mistake. After my boss and the owner told her that I worked there, she still never apologized. She just rolled her eyes at me. She was mad. Did she ask the police, could he stop her? Could he stop me from taking pictures of her? And he told her, no, that's her right because you have her property. You have to give her her property. You have property of hers that is hers, and you locked it in a vault. And she kept saying that she could not get the money out, the check out of the vault. She ended up giving me my ID back though, because she took my ID and the check. And I'm not understanding that if a person comes with a fraudulent check, and you feel as though the check is fraudulent, and you're a teller, and you're going to call the police, why lock the check inside of a vault? Why not hold it until the police get there to show the police that the check is fraudulent? That's because she knew she effed up. She knew that was a racist ass move, and she basically profiled me because I'm black and she was white. She felt as though it was a fraudulent check because so many people do fraud out here. I work hard for my money. I'm a single mom. Like, I had bills to pay like everybody else. So I just didn't understand that after they told her that the check was not fraudulent and it was my check, why did she make up an excuse to not open up the vault? Why are they not calling me? Why haven't I got my check back yet? And why is it so hard for me to get in contact with people? Like, they should be reaching out to me. I'm calling and calling. I got to call the headquarters and everybody acting like everyone's in meetings right now. They've been in meetings since 8 o'clock this morning. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. So I'm on my way to the bank. Hopefully I can get some answers while I'm on my way there. I do have another check that I just got today. This is my last check. Like I said, I haven't been working for a week and a half. And this is how the check looks. Like this. With my check at the bottom and my pay stub at the top. So that's it. That's y'all have it, y'all. Yeah, she never locked it nowhere. She was profiling me. She absolutely was. She was. And then she like shut the window on me. She was like, goodbye. Goodbye. She was like, no, this is your check. She's like, you don't work there. They don't know you. And she was like, goodbye. See you. Have a nice day. Bye. And I had to keep hitting the call button. Keep hitting the call button. And she finally picked it back up and was like, what do you want? And I was like, you have my check. You need to cash my check. This isn't your check. I'm calling the police. Bye. Bye. So once she said she was calling the police, I called the police and I started explaining. And the two police officers, I'm going to post a video for you guys so you can see the video that the police officers, they felt really, really bad. And they even tried to get the check back from her. It wasn't really nothing that they could do. Once she kept saying that it was locked in the vault and that she couldn't get it out of the vault. But I really appreciate everybody from, reposting and, tagging, because this is ridiculous. We human beings like everybody else. We work hard like everybody else. We should get treated equally. I shouldn't have to be profiled for a $90 check at that. It's not like it was a $90,000 check. It's not like it was even a $900 check. It was a $90.85 check. It wasn't even big at all. People out here can give you $100. People lose $100 every day. You can go out to eat and put gas in your car. That's $100. So I just feel like I was treated very unfair. And my baby was screaming and crying for milk. And I was already stressed out about that. On top of not even being able to work. I don't have a job. Out of work. So I'll keep you guys updated.